The NBA's fiery star Draymond Green's been the center of the action ever since he stepped in. His Hall of Fame career has seen incredible highs, and yet again, he's in the limelight. But this time, we see things have taken a drastic turn. The recent news marks a new low for the real-life superstar. Is the champion of the Golden State Warriors dynasty nearing the end of his tenure in the Bay already? Let's find out. First off, Draymond announced over the weekend he's taking time away from the Warriors. The announcement shook up the internet pretty quickly. If you've been a Green fan, you know what the hype is all about. 10-year career history in the NBA might soon come to an end, and that's obviously unsettling. Green said during a news conference on Saturday, "I'm going to continue to stay away, as I've been away, and continue to do work on myself, but also just give guys space." We did watch the leaked video on Friday, but a statement like this, we definitely didn't see coming, and that's exactly what sent the internet into a frenzy. We don't want to get this twisted, so we'll go about what exactly happened before we dig deeper into the details of the incident. Ever since TMZ Sports released an audio-free video of Green approaching Poole and bumping chests with the 23-year-old during a heated argument while practicing, Green has come under some intense public scrutiny. Less than just 2 days after the altercation, the footage was out, going viral on the internet. Well, gotta admit, that's huge for someone who's won hearts all along. The reactions came as no surprise either. And since Thursday, there's been a lot of attention focused on the incident where Green hit Poole during a Warriors practice. Yep, Green has been in a bit of a pickle, and we don't think he has a way out of the situation. But one thing's for sure, Green's absence as well as the fallout from the video will loom over the club for the foreseeable future. While we've seen Green cross the line many times, this one time really differently. Let's look at the details of the video where Green punched Poole. After the altercations video surfaced, Green announced that he'd be taking a few days off to let the team heal. That's probably the right thing to do, because what he did was utterly unprofessional. Okay, so TMZ Sports made the video of the fight available between guard Jordan Poole and Draymond Green in the Warriors less than 2 days after the incident. That's right off the bat. But investigations are still underway about who leaked it. In fact, Golden State themselves are all buckled up to find out how TMZ obtained the video in the first place. The footage shows Green slowly approaching Poole and getting in his face before Poole pushes him, though it's unclear what the two were arguing about. Green then knocks Poole out with a blow as a result. After the fight, fellow Warriors entered to separate the two. On Thursday before practice, Green apologized to Poole and the team. He then quickly left the premises and went home. He stated that he felt pathetic. While it's hard to make it clear what the two said to each other, it's still a terrible thing to do because nothing truly justifies a punch. Next up, Green's super embarrassed and decides to avoid showing up. If we were to tell what Green feels about the situation, the answer is straight up embarrassed. We've seen him try to clarify his stance on multiple occasions. Remember when he apologized to Poole right the next day? And the entire team too? His ignominy was especially evident on Saturday when he made his first public appearance since the incident. Green didn't go into detail about what precipitated the physical altercation, but he did claim that he was already dealing with something upsetting on the day in question, and that neither player's unresolved contract status had anything to do with it. Not that it would have played a part, but at least that's a starting point for the social media investigators. Not just that, Green claimed that in addition to a team-wide apology, he also personally apologized to Poole and extended condolences to Poole's family. After expressing regret to everyone on Thursday, he stated he was giving Poole some room. Green, who described himself as a very flawed human being, said he'd take his leave of absence to figure out new ways to manage his emotions. Yeah, that's probably the best way to go about it. And just as we'd guess, he's struggling to stack up the courage to face the public now. Yet we don't see him clamming up. He's quite vocal about the incident. He's obviously sorry. And while we have no sympathy for him, it's still good to see him take responsibility. Not to mention, the fight came like a bolt from the blue. We've seen that Green is quite unsure about Poole's reaction to his apology. In his recent public statement, he went on to say that Poole's emotions are the foremost priority, yet he's unsure of what Poole thinks of him anyway. Now, that's a shame, right? But we don't blame Poole at all. Obviously, he's taking his fair share of time to process the situation. But But speaking of the audience, we didn't see it coming, ever. Why? We've previously seen the two share a strong bond, and a fight as violent as this one was probably the last thing on our minds. Hence, Draymond said, "My love is there, and my love ain't going nowhere. I will continue to support him and lead him." Let's face it, everyone is shocked over what happened, but we don't think people are letting it slip anytime soon, and they shouldn't either, to ensure that nothing like this ever happens again. Now for the top other Draymond Green incidents. First up, NBA fined Green a sum of $25,000 for flipping off Grizzlies fans. With him being this aggressive, this won't be a surprise to hear. In May this year, the NBA confirmed that Draymond Green would be punished after his gesture to Memphis Grizzlies supporters during the first quarter on a Tuesday night. Frankly, what he did was a massive deal. He was fined for showing 2 middle finger gestures to the FedEx Forum audience during Game 2 of the Western Conference semifinal loss by Golden State to the Grizzlies, 106-101. As the league announced 2 days later, after getting an elbow to the face, the 32-year-old flipped off the booing Memphis fans as he departed the court to be examined for an injury. And guess what? When asked in an interview later, he said the gesture felt good. And not just that, he knew pretty well he'll be fined. But just as you'd expect of him, even a fine worth $25,000 didn't make him stir. Now, let's look Green's lawsuit over alleged assault. Here's another thing. Green was detained on July 10th in East Lansing, Michigan, following an alleged assault. If you've been a fan, there's no way you wouldn't remember the incident. As much as we love the guy, we'll admit, the arrest was fully deserved. In July, Green smacked a former Michigan State football player straight in the face. And what next? The NBA star was arrested for allegedly slapping an athlete, and if proven guilty, faced a $500 fine, along with a maximum sentence of 90 days in jail. The two-time NBA All-Star missed court and was freed after posting a $200 bond. By accepting a plea agreement, Green's charges were downgraded from misdemeanor assault to a civil infraction and noise violation, each carrying a $500 fine and $60 in prison reparations. Before he was bailed, an apology was demanded of him. These violent outbursts seem to be a common theme. Lastly, the NBA All-Star fumed the internet when seen filming with Israelis shooting guns. Yet another day, another controversy from Draymond Green. Looks like he perfectly knows how to enrage his audience. Okay, so in July 2018, Draymond Green traveled to Israel, where he met with Israeli President Reuven Rivlin. And we'll admit, that initially looked like a fun trip. Little did we know what was to happen next. The two shared a great bond, at least from what it looked like. Next, we saw what we definitely didn't expect. The Golden State Warriors player smiling in front of a huge rifle at a Border Patrol training facility. And not just that, the Israeli force even shared a video of Green shooting guns at the training facility. That was super weird. Exactly what it sounds like right now. Well, it should come as no surprise that this aspect of Green's trip, which was planned by the Friends of the IDF, drew condemnation from activists and organizations on the left. Sean King, a well-known Black Lives Matter activist, said that Draymond got played because on a tour funded by the IDF and flashing a toothy grin while carrying a sniper weapon in Israel is incredibly provocative. It's also incredibly insensitive, especially in light of what's going on in Palestine. In fact, it's a lot stranger because he turned down a visit to the White House for this. What do you think? Will we see Draymond on screens ever after October 18th? Do let us know your thoughts. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for further news from the future. See you in the next video.